Hello there. Welcome to another episode of Electric Sheep. Let's get things going with Iron Will, the heroic history of Phineas Gage.
Iron Will, the heroic history of Phineas Gage. In an alternate timeline not unlike our own, the date is September 13th, 1848. A young railroad foreman named Phineas Gage stands atop the tracks near Cavendish, Vermont, commanding his crew with precision. Known for his discipline, charm, and analytical mind, he is a rising star in the burgeoning world of American industry. That morning, fate strikes like thunder. An accidental spark detonates a blast prematurely. A 3-foot iron tamping rod, sharpened at one end, is launched into the air like a javelin of the gods. It enters Phineas's left cheek, explodes through his skull, and flies out the top of his head, only to fall behind him, soaked in blood, warm from the strange heat of living metal. But Gage does not die. Instead, he rises, blinking, coughing, and staggering, but alive. In the months that follow, doctors marvel at his survival. Yet something else emerges, a change beyond the physical. The transformation. The rod had passed not merely through brain and bone, but through something deeper, an organ science had yet to name, a core of self. The blast rewrote his biology, unlocking a network of dormant nerves and consciousness. The very iron that pierced him had become bonded to him. In time, Phineas discovered that he could feel metal, not just touch it, but will it. He could command iron filings to flow like rivers in his palm. Railroad tracks would hum and bend beneath his boots. He could lift the tamping rod with a thought, sending it through the air like a spear guided by wrath. He had become something new. They called him mad at first, then called him divine. The rise of Iron Will. Taking the name Iron Will, Phineas Gage became America's first true superhero. Not through wealth or accident, but through the sheer, unbreakable defiance of death and disorder. His powers evolved. Electromagnetism responded to his moods, clockwork obeyed his intent, and steel bent for justice. Where robber barons threatened towns, Iron Will derailed their armored trains. When slavers raided the borders of freedom, his iron wrath broke their chains and crushed their walls. He forged an underground railroad of his own, one built from literal steel and fire, reaching into places no man could go. The mind that remained. Though some claimed Gage had changed, his humor darkened, his eyes haunted, others saw the truth. A man transformed not in soul, but in burden. He could hear every rail car, every spark, every coil humming across the American wilds. He bore the weight of every life saved and every life lost to the growing machines of war and empire. He was a folk hero, a terror to tyrants, and a mentor to rising gifted minds. Nikola Tesla, Harriet Tubman, and even a young Abraham Lincoln, all said to have met the man with the rod who would not die. The legacy of the tamping rod. When Gage disappeared in 1870, leaving behind only a crater of melted steel in the Rockies, the world mourned. But some say that in moments of great peril, when tyranny rises on iron legs and fire-breathing machines oppress the weak, a man of steel and will can still be seen, his skull scarred, his rod held high, eyes lit with the spark of American myth. He is no longer Phineas Gage. He is the living spirit of defiance. He is Iron Will.
Well, I would call that alternate history, but it's a little bit more than just alternate history. It's alternate science. and, the mysterious organ that was in his head that hasn't been discovered by science, that's just something that's part of his world, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed that story. I certainly did. And I want you to know I wish you all the luck in the world, and I want you to know that I love you. Alrighty, talk to you later.